Welcome back, Flare community. Happy Thursday. I hope you're all well and having an incredible day as always. Yes, it is time for the weekly news update where we're going to run through all of the significant news that's happening on both the Songbird and Flare network. We've got Senor Stake in the house. We've got Valiant Energy. Big shout out to Mike M, who's just become a Flare community YouTube member. Welcome to the family, my friend. We've got D Auckland. We've got AA Best. We've got Raul and Pokemob XRP. Yes, we're going to jump straight in as we normally do, starting with the Flare Time Series Oracle monitor here. These are the top performing signal providers or data providers on the Flare network. Starting with the top of the charts, we've got EDP FTSO. In second place, we've got ACDT FTSO. In third place, we have the Grungies. In fourth place, we have Price Kraken. And finally, in fifth place, we have Light FTSO. Congratulations to getting into the top 5 this week. Going over to NFTs and the metrics here, I'll scroll down here for the weekly. Topping the charts is Way2 FAssets, and we'll talk a little bit about them in a second. We've got Blockbones Traits in second place and Blockbones in third place. Fourth place belongs to Focus Pass, and in fifth place, it is Flare Rock. Yeah, moving along, we've got True Gems actually. You see that the volume here is actually picking up. This is from the Focus team, and on their marketplace, you can see that the Way2 FAssets topping the charts has had an incredible week. It's recently minted. The private mint was last week, I believe. And earlier today, there was a free mint. I'll talk about that in just a second. Second place is the Focus Pass. Third place, Dan Rocky on Flare. Fourth place, again, Flare Rock. And in fifth place, Songbirds. So congratulations to them collections, making it into the top 5. Flare is now supporting Bitcoin in terms of an FAsset on the open beta. If you haven't tested this out yet, I'd highly recommend doing so and getting familiar with the process. You can find the test link here, fassets-beta.flarelabs.org. And yeah, get yourself familiar with this, because the sooner you learn how to do it, the sooner you can take advantages once it launches on the Songbird network and then obviously the Flare network. DeFi Divi coming with some stats as always. He's got the Flare rich list reloaded. Over 1.1 million accounts, 13,000 new wallets in just over 1 month, and that's an 11% month-on-month growth. So while looking at this here, it's pretty interesting to get a bit of a gauge on the sentiment. There's a lot of accounts here, 78% actually, with, well, 0 to 1 FLR, which could, I guess, we could assume that a lot of these are just wallets that have been staking maybe. I'm not sure if this is inclusive of staking rewards, or sorry, FLR that's been staked. I imagine not, because that's on a separate chain. I'll actually reach out to DeFi Divi and find out that for you for future reference. Moving along, this is an update for Songbird staking, because we know everyone's been recently asking about this. So this was actually triggered by GrewDev actually asking about SIP03, which got approved some months ago, in September, I believe. This was Tim's response here. Songbird node code has recently merged with the Flare node code base. So this is a The code bases were diverging a little bit, and now they've been re-solidified, which is going to be a lot better for the developers who want to utilize the Songbird network and the Flare network. So very good indeed. Moving along, we've got this here, again from FTSO AU. If you started with 100,000 FLR, just from the distributions, you would now have approximately 360,000 thereabouts. So 260% increase. And I had this sort of not so witty, but a bit of a sly comment here. We were promised 1-to-1. I know when FIP01, that's the first Flare improvement proposal that changed the distribution, was announced, there were a loud minority that were complaining about this, saying that, you know, they wanted to get all of the FLR that they was promised. And, you know, I think this just goes to show that it was the right decision, not only because most people who are, well, if you are participating, you will have got more FLR, but also for the fact that it's more inclusive, right? So obviously the XRP community were the core foundation of the Flare community. It was almost a subset of the XRP community, but since then, it's been so inclusive that new people can come and join and benefit and take advantage of these monthly distributions, again, ending in 2026. Some breaking news from Enosys. They've launched their V3 DEX on Songbird. V3 meaning concentrated liquidity. It's much more efficient than the V2 version, such as Blaze Swap and the previous V2 version of Enosys as well. So this allows the liquidity to be concentrated, as the name suggests, which basically results in less slippage. They've got some novel functionality in terms of their reward rate, and not the reward rate, sorry, their how do we say it? Their incentives, right? APS, or sorry, on Songbird, it's SFIN. So yeah, it's all good. And I've been participating in this. Again, V3, it's probably something you should get used to if you haven't already. I'll probably be creating some videos on this, especially once it goes live on Flare. So stay tuned for that. We've got some news here from AmigiSwap. If you haven't heard of AmigiSwap, it's not any surprise because they've just come into the light this week. It's very interesting, actually. This is built by the same team that built Bifrost Wallet. It's 2O Labs, very reputable in the space. And this is not just a DEX, it's actually an aggregator of various DEXs. So this may plug into SparkDEX, it may plug into Blaze Swap, Enosys, and many other decentralized exchanges to give you the best rate. So this is almost kind of like a DEX of DEXs, let's say. Well, I guess not, but it's optimizing the most efficient path for you. And this is the best place to get, well, I think it will be the best place to get the best rate, right? Of course, you don't provide any liquidity on here. You do that on the individual decentralized exchanges, but then you can tap into that liquidity from numerous decentralized exchanges using AmigiSwap. So I'm going to keep my eyes on this. I'll be sure to give you some updates as and when they become available. SparkDEX reached a major milestone, and just in a few weeks of live operations, SparkDEX debut platform hit another major milestone. 3 million in TVL. TVL meaning total value locked. So that's pretty impressive, but there are also something else. There is something else on the horizon, sorry. Are you ready for the next big thing on Flare DeFi? It's called SparkDEX Eternal, and it's coming fast. Get your assets ready. Any guesses what SparkDEX Eternal could be? We may have left a little hint. Eternal, for me, this just screams perpetual. So that's why if we go back here, I said perpetual futures. We know that futures are coming, but perpetual means that the futures don't expire. So to give you a quick rundown, a future is you making I guess let's say a bet or a prediction on the future price of an asset. You can say, I think Bitcoin is going to be 60,000 at some point in the future, or you think it may be 50,000 at some point in the future. You can make these contracts, and perpetual means that they don't necessarily expire. you can keep these and indefinitely and realize the gain or the losses whenever you like. So that's what I think this is. It seems like a lot of people in the comments also think that this might be the case. But yeah, either way, I'm excited and I'll keep you updated on that. xHaven, formerly Sparkles, have announced their new token, the xVN token on the Flare network, which is going to allow you to receive 50% of the fees from the xHaven platform. That's the fees that people get from, or xHaven get from buying and selling NFTs. They created a nice little video here, and if you want to check it out, you can find them over on X. Did you manage to get a Way of FAssets NFT? These were actually minted for free, and something that I really liked was that you didn't even have to pay the gas fees, and this removes a barrier to entry and increases adoption through innovation. So these were entirely free to get. I managed to pick one up, but they did get claimed very fast. If you look over here on xHaven, like we said, the Way of the FAssets here, and True Gems as well. These are all free and very generous. It's a collaboration with Dices. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but he's a very talented gift maker, very quick as well. But yeah, look at the prices of some of these, and it's not just prices that have been listed. You can actually see that a lot of them have been sold as well. So let's just have a quick look here. Sale. Well, it definitely has been sold because there's a lot of volume here, and that's where the sales come from. So interesting nonetheless, and congratulations to anyone that managed to mint them, because again, they were free. I Spy with My Little Eye Fusion. Yes, we've diversified the Block Bonez collection by another order of magnitude. You can now fuse the 5th and final trait category, Eyes. And basically, you can see everyone fully fusing their Block Bonez NFTs. And when they are fully fused, they are eligible for rarity-based rewards. So if you are looking on the secondary market and you want to know if something is fully fused or not, have a little peek at the top left-hand corner there, and you'll see this rarity, or sorry, this rewards stamp, which means that they will be eligible to claim rewards in Q4 once that functionality goes live. If you want to be part of some fun, come join the game on the Block Bonez Discord. We're doing this thing where people upload their NFT and they give a little story here. This guy's called Jimmy the Rat. For obvious reasons, a mobster turned snitch. Anyways, you can read the descriptions, but a lot of people have been participating in this, creating their own little story about their own Block Bonez NFTs, what they've created, and it's really nice to see. You know, all of these are unique, and the power of choice is actually in the hands of the holders. You buy the traits, and you basically create exactly what you want. Looks like we might have another game coming to the Flare network very soon. So Pixel Chain Games, they've been demoing their or testing their application. It looks pretty good, you know. It's a card trading game where you can buy you buy a deck and you participate in this card game. I'm yet to play it myself, but I am in their Discord, and if you want to join in the testing, you can do so by joining their Discord too. If you want to find out how, you can just follow the links at Pixel Chain Games. I'm sure they'll have some links over there. Finally, we're wrapping up here with just a little bit of a bright news, just a bit of a reminder. If you are a member of the Flare community, your calendar is probably full. You've got daily DeFi rewards, you've got delegation rewards twice per week, staking rewards every 2 weeks, you've got monthly Flare drops and monthly RFLR rewards. Yes, it is exhausting, but someone has to do it. You guys are all here taking advantage of the opportunity that is waiting, and yeah, it does take up a significant amount of time, you know, claiming all these rewards, but it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? With that said, that is the news for this week. A lot has happened, and I'm sure we're going to see more news in the future. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. Do have an incredible week, and until next time, I'm out.
1, 2, 3. We have liftoff.